Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello everyone and welcome to This is Football. Welcome to another transfer show, ladies and gentlemen. It's a late start today, but still a very important transfer video for you guys. 11 p.m., 11:15, 11:30, midnight. Inshallah, we're always here to deliver you quality content. Today, there are two clubs that are today's topic. We've got Manchester United, we've got Arsenal Football Club. You know, Man United with kind of more recent business with the whole Onana and Hojlund situation. And of course, you've got Arsenal Football Club. We've seen the videos of El Nani on the US tour plane to that Arsenal are on, speaking to Rice and Timber and Havertz, the three new players. Rumors are they're looking at Kudus as well, so Arsenal kind of doing a bit of business. So before we get started, everyone watching this right now or on the replay, because I know a whole lot of you guys like to watch this on the replay, please don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're ready to do so. And YouTube has been telling me lately that you guys have been sharing the videos a lot as well. So continue to share the video on your WhatsApp groups, on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, wherever. Just share the video, Twitter, of course. So yeah, make sure you're liking the video. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel if you're yet to do so, and keep letting us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Let me address this cheeky guy right here, Red Chili. Stop trying to plait your hair. I physically cannot plait my hair. It's too short. It's too short for me to plait my hair to begin with. So let's not even go there, my guy Red Chili. But thank you so much, Habib. Big up to you. Unbelievable, Jeff. Anyway, let me introduce today's panelists. First of all, let's start with the Arsenal fans. Joining us is a guy that's always there whenever we're doing any Arsenal topic. He's actually, you know what's mad? It's been a while. It's been a long time since I worked with him before this summer. And ever since, Arsenal have been doing a whole lot of business. He's kind of been on the channel a lot. And every time we bring him on, it's either fireworks with Staffy or it's tactical analysis. He hates it when I call him tactical. So joining us on the channel, of course, is the biggest tactical from Arsenal Twitter. Man like Karan. How are you doing, bro?
All good, brother. All good. Just let's get into this. I'm not gonna bite this time. This is gonna be a fun, low key stream. No drama. Just relaxed. Let's just.
And I doubt there's going to be no drama with our next participant, of course. Most dramatic Arsenal fan on existence currently on social media, calling out everyone, Joining us on the channel, of course, you guys know when there's Arsenal content, this guy is on because he has, striking opinions, to say the least, on his football club and everyone else's football clubs. Joining us on the channel, of course, is a man you've seen on the terrace. You've seen me on his channel. You've seen on this channel 100 times. Man like Igal. How you doing, bro?
I resent that remark. I think I'm quite nice. And I'm nice to everyone. And I give very balanced opinions. I don't know where you're coming from.
One of the funniest clips, I think, of Igal is after Liverpool lost to Leeds at Anfield. And he went on the terrace. He went, "What happened to Van Dijk? The guy just lost his record at Liverpool." That's one of my favorite.
Oh my God! What happened
oh my God! What happened to Virgil?
You're crying.
That was one.
So we're actually recalling like one of the saddest moments for me all year long. You know what's funny about the whole Leeds game? The guy who makes my thumbnails, Vel, he's like, I need a face of you angry. I'm like, please go when Somerville scored the goal. I turned into Vegeta, like when that happened. So go take that face right there. I cannot get angrier than that. I was so mad. That day, wallahi. That's probably one of my angriest reactions. I took the pen, I smashed it against the wall as well. So that was a crazy day, man. Crazy day. And finally, last but not least, we are enemies when it comes to football clubs, but we are brothers when it comes to reality. This guy is wearing a cap, even though he goes to barbers that make his hair look good. He's wearing a cap out of support for his bald brother, now probably level 3 hair brother. Joining us on the channel, of course, representing Man United. We'd always rather him over Ozzy or any of the, other Bozo United fans. The A-lister for Manchester United, man like Staffy. How you doing, bro?
Ozzy wouldn't make the show if you asked him anyways. He'd bottle it, so there's no point in inviting him.
You know, he'd make some dumbass excuses. Well, oh my god, I've got a 13-hour shift at work.
I work tomorrow, you know, like every average person does, but I cannot make it.
He's
Okay,
always
I'll see.
crying about something, man. This Aussie guy. But anyway, push Aussie. Oh, he's actually here as well in the comments. Hold that, Aussie. Anyway, everyone watching us right now, there's already 130 people in here. We ain't even started yet. Make sure you're slapping the like button. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel if you're ready to do so. I don't want to keep stopping the show to say it. So make sure you're slapping the like button. Make sure you're subscribing. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Big up to Red Chili for the super chat. Special shout out to you. Everyone else, like the video. There can't be 150 people in here. We ain't even on 50 likes yet. Slap the like button. Subscribe to the channel. And let's get this party started. And speaking of niceness, hey, he's so mad. He's so mad, Stafford. He's so mad. But we're gonna listen. He can't do anything about it. Enjoy watching. Hit the like button though.
I didn't even know he was here, to be honest. So I'm a bit embarrassed. I was like, shit.
I didn't know he was here either. I didn't know he was here either. But he can hold it regardless. So let's start with Man United. Onana got the here we go. Rasmus Hojlund apparently is very close as well to happening. So let's get Staffy's opinion. As he's done fighting Ahmed in the comment section. Talk to me, brother. What are you saying on United's transfer activity?
I sent him a kiss emoji. Now he should be okay. Stop crying now. But, I mean, what can I say again about Onana that I haven't said already? The only difference is between last time and this time is that we finally got the here we go. I saw a picture of him earlier on the internet of him getting ready to leave Italy. And I don't know why it's taking that long, though. Now I'm upset because I thought I would be able to see him on Saturday. But now he's definitely not going to be with the team on Saturday. You know, Max, he might like just fly out and meet the team, but he's definitely not playing on Saturday. So I want a refund now. But yeah, I'm excited that it's finally here.
You're going to the game?
Yeah, the Arsenal game. Yeah.
Really? You are?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was really excited to see Onana. That's why I really wanted it done at the time. But now that he's not going to play, it kind of upsets me. But we'll see what happens. Happy that it's finally done. Happy that he's going to be able to join the team for preseason in general and, you know, be ready for the start of the season because historically we haven't been able to do that with a lot of our signings. We tend to do the last minute signings like Anthony last season and Casemiro. You know, we always do these late signings and we don't give them time to meet the team and, you know, get bedded in early, you know. So good deal, good fee. You know, what's he saying next? I hasn't been this excited about a transfer. This guy Mason Mount. Listen, man, Mason Mount jersey's on the way too. You know, but that's gonna be for you because you're gonna wear it at the end of the season, not me.
Oh, there we go.
No, you missed it. There was a bet between us. I have to clarify that. But yeah.
And Hojlund, what are you saying on Hojlund?
Oh, on Hojlund. To be honest, bro, I don't even know about that one because like early in the week they said 85, then the day after was 75, then today is 60. It's like every day I'm hearing a new price. It's like the price is right, you know. I don't know what's going on anymore, you know. 1 minute we're not going to get him, 1 minute we will get him. And then I'm hearing noise today that we're going to be in for Kulumuwani just in case Atalanta don't, like, you know, give in and, you know, reduce the price. So I don't even know what's going on with that one. I understand we agreed personal terms, but to be honest, like, if we're all, like, very realistic here, we know agreeing personal terms doesn't mean anything in this day and age anymore. Because you can agree personal terms with like literally multiple teams and whoever actually comes in and pays the money is the one that's going to get you. You guys have seen it recently with, you know, like Mudryk as an example. I'm pretty sure if I think like, you know, deeply, like I'll name a few players that we agree personal terms with and never ended up signing.
Perfect example.
Ugarte with Chelsea as well. Yeah, you know, so it doesn't really mean anything. It feels like recycled news to me. I just want to know. I don't think he's worth that much money. If we get him under £60, 60
Atalanta are asking for like 80 million, I swear.
That's what I'm saying. It was 85, then the news come out 75, then the news that come out today that's 60. So every day we're chopping up like 10 or 15 million pounds.
It's Italy.
What is this?
It's Italy.
How do you go down like 25 million in 2 days?
You know, if Juventus called for Hojlund, they'd sell him for 30 million, I promise.
And that's the issue. That's what they do when they sell between themselves. But the minute a Premier League comes in, all of a sudden there's like a 25% increase on all prices, you know? So I think that one's going to take a while. I'm not really stressing over it, you know? We'll see what happens.
It's insane how I love when it comes to Onana, the opinions are so like polar opposites. Some people will just destroy the hell out of the guy, and the other people are just like he's a game changer for Man United. I don't know why there is no middle ground with it. Like people are
No.
acting like he's just horrible or he's unbelievable. We
Do
have
you want to
people
know
like
why?
Mo coming on the channel and telling me, he's putting him into
It's
Alisson
it's
conversations, and then we've got people on the other side who are going like, this guy is Barthez region. For the young people who don't know, Fabian Barthez was one of the first bozos, like one of the first bozo goalkeepers. Like
I
20
love that
years
guy,
ago.
man.
That guy's
it
a
was ahead of
bozo.
his time though. Like when you really think of it, when you look at Barthez and what he used to do back then,
Yeah.
he would fit
Barthez
this era.
today, yeah.
Ahead
He
of
would
his time
actually
is a compliment.
No, I'm being very honest because he was the reason why he was so reckless is because he is a ball playing goalkeeper that was like maybe 20, 30 years ahead of his time.
Gerrard
no
scored a
one-
banger against him from like 50 yards, man.
I mean,
Henry
that-
he
I'm not
passed
gonna
the ball
lie,
to Henry.
everyone
That
really
was-
scored against him, so that's not really a flex. But
the
that's
mi-
what I meant. He was ahead of his time in terms of ball playing. His
Mhm.
recklessness and coming outside the box and trying to make attackers as they press him and stuff. They didn't really do that back then, and teams weren't really equipped to play with a goalkeeper like that. You just expected a goalkeeper to just go like and just launch it, So
But Barthez was a madman. It didn't seem like he was doing it for any reason. He
But
was just
that was
not
the age
meant-
of that keeper. That was the age of the keeper back then. Lehmann, Khan, Barthez, these guys were just head cases. But you asked a question earlier, Sam, about why Onana is so polarizing, and it's quite simple. People have divided his time basically either into the Inter time or the time when he was at Ajax, because Ajax was very polarizing in terms of his performances because he had that drug ban, which was complete bullshit. Oh, let's be honest. It was he took his wife gave him something to help with his cold, and that tested positive. And even though the drug authorities said that was fine, the ban still stood. So that was kind of gave him a massive kind of break in his career. I wanted him at Arsenal. I think a lot of people did when he was at Ajax. But then now I'm seeing a lot of the same people going, "Oh no, he's rubbish." He's not rubbish. He's a very good keeper. He's erratic though. There are times where he'll just completely just completely miss something for no reason. He does have a moment in him. So there does have to become some kind of middle ground here. That's not like it's one.
What
one side
is
or
the
other.
middle ground? What is?
I think he's a top 7, top 6 keeper in the league. I would say maybe top 5. Right?
Okay.
Something
bit too low.
around that. Maybe top 5 then. Let's say so around that. I would say Alisson, Edison, definitely are better than him. I would say, who else is there? Kepa isn't better than him.
That's why when you said 7, I was like, I
Vicario.
can't name
Yeah.
six.
When you think about it, it's
Martinez?
probably top 4, maybe top 5 around that. I mean, I personally would have Ramsdale, but that's just because that's going to be biased. You can't really
Which is
ask an
fine.
Arsenal fan.
Yeah,
You know what I
which is
mean?
fine.
You can't really ask an Arsenal fan, be like, "Oh, okay, a United player that we're 100% going to have him." But no, I'd rather have Ramsdale. I think for the age profile, his improvements in his shot stopping.
Speaking of Ozzy and Al Ahwa, this was actually one of the big arguments we had. Big up to Comdian in the comments. I don't even know if he's here. Comdian and Soa, I think those were the two in the comments. Just went into Ozzy, just fight. Not Ozzy, sorry, Staffy that day. It was only me, Staffy, and Mo, and they were fighting Ramsdale's corner against Onana. And I don't know if Ramsdale and Onana is necessarily a conversation, because I'm waiting to see what Onana does in the league, because he could prove himself, and you could have the opposite as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you never know.
It's difficult.
And when it comes to goalkeepers, let me just say one thing, Karan. It's about consistency, because now I think what people recently have in their mind is a guy by the name of Edward Mendy. I did a combined 11. There's a guy I used to work with back in the day called Jem. Many of you know him, many of you don't know him. Chelsea fan. He put he put Mendy over Alisson in the combined 11. If I tell anyone right now Mendy over Alisson, a Chelsea fan would laugh in my face. Never mind anyone else. So like it's just you have to have consistency, and goalkeepers, like, they need to prove it, because I feel like goalkeeping is such a different position now than it was like even 10 years ago.
Do you know
like
why I
goalkeeper
don't
become
like
a massive
doing?
thing now.
I don't like doing goalkeeper rankings. I don't and the same thing with centre back rankings. I feel like it's a trio. You know what I mean? Like it's very much a unit. I don't really like separate. And I'm sure I'm like this with most people. I don't like doing individual ranking and these kind of things. But for me, your centre backs can only be as good as your goalie, and your goalie can only be as good as your centre backs. Like if you have rubbish centre backs, you're constantly going to be put at a disadvantage. And if you concede that many shots, you're going to concede goals. It's just human nature. You can't be on 100%. You're not. There's no insane shot stopper like David De Gea, Arsenal 16 that game for like an entire season for 38 games. So it's going to be interesting to see.
I like doing comparisons, so there's a poll in the comments. Onana or Ramsdale?
Yeah, no, I understand, but for me, I think it's a unit. And
Karan, I promise you, ask Staffy this. Onana and Ramsdale has happened with me and Staffy on live stream, minimum, like no exaggeration, 6-7 times. Like it's a genuine conversation.
Of course.
Sometimes we don't even start it. Just the comments come in, like we're talking about Onana. Arsenal oh, by the way, Ramsdale's clear. We never talk about Ramsdale, but okay.
Am I not mistaken? Is Onana not at least 2 or 3 years older than him?
He's 27.
Yeah, so based on his experience, based on the fact that he's been,
I don't think he's at 18 months out of that experience as well.
But still, I'm just saying, based on the fact that he's been doing it longer, he should be better. He has a head start on Ramsdale. The fact that Ramsdale is still one of the youngest keepers in the league and still put in these conversations is just a testament to how good of a keeper he
I will say top 7 is too low. I would say
I literally questioned him when he said
that. This is what I say. I honestly put Onana in the top 5, and
top 5
easily. And I think the main thing is United fans who've been making fun of all these other teams with ball playing goalkeepers who can distribute off the back. You now will realize the biggest difference that a goalkeeper can make for your team. The fact that you won't have as much pressure in when you get pressed, you basically will be able to break the press as easy as possible. The fact that when you get the ball off a corner or off a set piece, immediately he can start to play off right away.
He'll claim crosses. He'll claim crosses.
You know, 1 second, just because now I'm thinking about it.
He'll break fast breaks before they even get to them. The goal. He'll
Onana, you mean?
Sweep, he means.
Yeah.
No, Onana's definitely going to change Man United positively. But I'm thinking about it now that all 3 of you have mentioned it. I think we're all in agreement. Alisson's number 1. Yeah, that's fair. That's not biased. Correct?
No.
Okay. Do we agree that Ederson's number 2?
Yes.
Okay, so we've got Ederson. I can't lie. Like 3 onwards.
What about Martinez?
No,
I wouldn't put Martinez 3rd.
No.
I wouldn't have Martinez over Onana or Ramsdale.
Okay. No.
I'm not having Onana outside of top 3 conversations, if I'm being honest.
That's my point. I think 1 and 2 we agree on, but then 3 onwards, it's a conversation.
This is the thing. This is why I was like top, because the thing is, it's a bit of a messy. From like 3 to about 8, it's kind of messy. Like everyone.
Yeah, but we're not going that far. We don't care about.
That's why I was saying top 7. That's why I initially said top 7, because it's like it's a bit messy when it gets past Alisson.
Mention their keeper. Does anybody even know what his name is?
Vicario.
Has anyone seen him play before?
No, never.
Didn't he play today?
Don't. Listen, Spurs fan. I swear you're so shameless. I realize this. You're Alan the American, basically. Don't do that. Don't do that. Vicario. You've not watched him a day in your life.
What about Raya?
Nah,
David Raya, fair. I'm gonna be honest with you. The only 2 who I'm thinking about that are outside the traditional top 6 are Raya and Pope. And my honest opinion,
Pope is another one,
this. I think Nick Pope's overrated.
Nick
Pope had a good season with this Newcastle, but he's not a traditional goalkeeper.
If Martinez wasn't playing at Aston Villa, we would be putting Martinez in this conversation.
I don't agree with him. You know, Martinez is such like World Cup hype, honestly.
Bro, he's very good at penalties. He's very commanding in his box. I get that. But if he doesn't do all these antics that he does, where he dances and does all that shit for attention, you really wouldn't. Just imagine a quiet Martinez. Would you really rate him if he was quiet?
Yeah, people like Martinez because he's an asshole. Overall, as a package, it's fair to say David Raya over Martinez.
100%. You take him out.
Onana, Ramsdale over him. All of these guys.
Listen,
if it's penalties,
stop mentioning Steele. Steele only started because the new manager wants him over Sanchez, but Sanchez is a better
Steele's
keeper.
not bad, you know, but I don't think he's top.
Sanchez
Like,
is better than
he's
Steele.
not in the Onana
Yeah,
Ramsdale
but
conversation.
we're dropping the standards massively right now. First, we're gonna
Sanchez
start
is a
talking
good
about
keeper
Steele and
though as
Sanchez.
well. Sanchez
Um,
himself.
Yeah,
Half these guys that we just mentioned can't even save a
bro.
ball from
If
outside the
Martin
box.
is signed for Chelsea tomorrow, people are going to be putting him in the top 5. It's the
Egal,
fact-
because
Wallahi,
Chelsea
I
fans
don't-
are
I-
Chelsea fans.
Egal, he
That's-
was voted best goalkeeper in the world at the best awards or whatever, and I thought that was
Listen,
insane.
Chelsea
It
fans
was
think
only
I
because of
thought
the
he
World
got
Cup.
better than Mo
robbed.
Salah.
I thought
You
he
can't
got
help.
robbed.
What do you
No,
mean he
but-
got robbed? He won it.
No,
Yeah, no,
I
I know.
thought what do you call it? Courtois got robbed.
Yeah, Courtois.
But my thing is, it's very simple. I think there's, I'll say 3rd/4th. Okay, I think that's fair. I think for Onana around there. If you want to have Ramsdale, you want to have Onana. I think you guys will have Onana first. We'll probably have Ramsdale 3rd. I think that's just where it's going to be, isn't it?
I
But
personally don't care about goalkeeper rankings.
yeah, exactly. I don't.
the
I mean,
end of the
Leno's a
day-
good shout as well but the thing is, he's only had one good season. He's had like
A
one. Good
goalkeeper is
season.
only as good as how good their
Behave.
defense.
And this is what I was saying at the beginning. If he's good, I mean, he's not a goalkeeper in the league anymore, so that's not a point. In terms of what I was saying before, in terms of being as a centre back unit, what I struggle with is I think that there's going to be a lot of things that are going to be good with this. Like, for example, I can see a lot of Onana to Rashford constantly. I think that's going to be a massive outlet for you guys. Like, you just kick over everyone and let
Get
Rashford
a
go.
couple assists.
It depends, really. I wouldn't really agree with that because if you remember what Pep said for the Champions League final when he was talking about Onana and saying that you can't press him the same way you did with De Gea, and he was explaining the outlet, basically United versus Inter. He did say De Gea to Rashford doesn't hold the ball. So
Yeah.
So getting Onana, who's just getting the
But
difference
that's against
between
Pep.
Onana and De Gea is that
No, but
no,
that's
I get what
against
you're
Pep,
saying.
yeah.
I get what you're saying, but the idea is De Gea to Onana, sorry, De Gea
Rashford.
to Rashford, or
yeah.
Onana to Rashford. The only difference is you're gonna get a little bit more of that in one game because like if De Gea can do it once or twice per game, Onana could probably do it 5-6 times.
Like,
The thing
how-
is,
like,
Rashford
Hussam-
still can't hold the ball. So
Hussam is the perfect
that's-
way you
Oh,
can
but
say this.
what it means is teams can't actually press you too much. Like you can't have.
Oh, you can't press Onana.
But the thing is,
that's-
Hussam has Allison, so he can tell me. He can say this. How many times have you seen Allison to Salah? Like it's like a.
Oh,
it's,
100
No,
million
but that's a
times.
lot. But I'll tell you something. That's more on the break. And if we play more of that style, where the minute
do you
the
not?
goalkeeper
Do
gets
you
the
not think
ball,
your team is set up on the break though?
I don't.
Yeah.
We'll still listen. We can sit here and speculate everything. Ideally, yes, you do see that happening, but it depends. So we'll see.
course,
If
of
are they
course.
going to
When are you
learn
guys
that?
playing each other? Which date?
Sunday, I think Saturday or Sunday. I can't remember
On the
exactly.
20
Is it like
Arsenal
late
will
night,
play
like 3
22nd.
a.m. type game?
No, it's going to be 10 p.m. UK
10
time.
p.m.
We play Thursday.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna be
Thursday
locked.
We play
night.
the MLS All Stars.
No,
We
they're
play
talking about
Thursday night.
no. You
That's
guys talking about
MLS.
us.
No,
It's talking about us too. Us too. United.
When do we
and-
play? Friday or Thursday?
No, we play MLS All Stars, Rooney's team, on Thursday, right? We're doing this MLS All Stars challenge tonight, and then Thursday.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Just people, United fans. I apologize. I'm taking Ramsdale over Onana still. I stick by to my opinion on Al Ahwa. I'm going for it because here's the thing. Listen, I'm not doing the whole Premier League hype thing, and people get upset. And oh my God, you guys think your league is special, blah blah blah.
It is
But honestly,
special,
I'm saying this genuinely. You have to prove it in the English Premier League. Until I've seen you in this league is just built different. Because let me tell you something. Onana is he's never going to get a level of aggression, for example, on a corner. He would ever get that and never get that in Italy. Never compared to the Premier League.
Hussam,
There's
just
certain
let me
things
tell you.
that
Let
are-
me tell you one thing, right?
I just
No, but there are certain things that are Premier League specific.
Let me just say
Honestly.
this one thing though. Everyone who's saying he's the best keeper in the league already and he's doing all these things, he's not Alisson level yet. We haven't seen it, so I agree with you there. But in the same level, this is huge for them. This is their best
100%.
signing. This is their best signing they've made this window by far.
Yeah.
Like the goalkeeper signing.
I said it would be. I said
The
it would be.
goalkeeper signing-
I don't think we're
You're
going to make a
right.
better signing.
You're
this
100%
anyway.
right.
For that price tag as well, Igal. Consider
Value
price
for
tag.
value for
And-
money.
And it's not even that. It's when have you seen Manchester United get a player come in in the position, exactly what they needed, exactly the age, everything.
And your number one option. We always get the second or third option.
Experienced goalkeeper, worked with the manager previously, and they got a reasonable price. I've never seen Manchester United pull this off. Even Casemiro, you could say they overpaid. You look at previous signings, Varane, you could say Varane is probably the next one. But even Varane, he's a little bit older. I think, if I'm not mistaken, my man's in his prime right now. So it's
prime is a bit much. Signings. He's like at the end of his prime.
He's 27.
Varane is 27.
No, he's talking about Onana.
I'm talking about Onana.
Onana. He means
Onana is literally about to get into his goalkeeper.
Yeah, 100%.
And the good thing is, if he hits big heights, goalkeepers could play in their prime till they're 36.
This is their best signing. This is Manchester United's best signing since Bruno.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, possibly. Yeah.
Fair. I mean, I can't think of any. I can't lie. They've had so many howlers. I can't think.
My thing is simple.
Martinez, maybe, but even Martinez was not a clear-cut, obvious.
No, the thing about Martinez, we did overpay for him. He's a good player, but we should have never had to pay 70 million for him because we had the chance to get him for 50, and we just dilly-dallied so long until we had to overpay for him. So, in terms of talking about impact, maybe that. The reason you said it's the best signing since Bruno, because like it will be a signing that will revolutionize this team in terms of how we play. When Bruno came in, we changed the way we play directly, like right away. It was day and night difference. That I think the same is going to happen with Onana. And as Hassam said, it's probably one of the best deals in terms of value for money. Like when we sit here at the end of the summer and we're talking about best signings and we're going to consider the price for value, we're going to be talking about the McAllisters and them. And we're going to bring in Onana because we're going to be talking about this guy.
It's not 35 million. Stop doing those eyebrows, Sam. It's not that.
Did I ever include add-ons on any of your transfers? No. I keep saying that.
But listen to this. Okay. Imagine.
Karan, I love how you act surprised every time I do this. I've never included add-ons for you.
They got Onana for like James Trafford went to whatever club he went to for like 20 million. So they got Onana for basically almost double that. What an academy goalkeeper in the Premier League is going for. So it's impressive. And maybe we're overdoing it, but are goalkeepers that expensive in today's market? If I'm not mistaken, Kepa went for like 70 something.
Yeah. So Kepa went for 72, I think.
Kepa actually was more expensive than Alisson. Alisson broke the first record, and then Kepa broke Alisson's record like 2 weeks later.
Thank God for Chelsea's incompetence, or else all these goalkeepers.
I'm gonna be honest with you, just to kind of move on from this goalkeeper conversation because it's not sexy enough to talk about goalkeepers for 20 minutes. I think the three most complete keepers in Europe, no bias, are Alisson, Neuer, and Courtois. I think these three are the absolute top three for me. Neuer's been injured for a while.
Not Ter Stegen, no.
Yeah, no. I put Neuer over Ter Stegen. I think with Neuer,
I want to see what Neuer looks like when he comes back.
Yes, I agree with you. But here's the thing: I've got to put him there out of respect.
Yeah,
I cannot.
No, I understand.
Just because the guy's so unbelievable with his feet and he's unbelievable shot stopper, I've got to put him there just out of respect for who he is as a man.
You know who I really want to see next season? I want to see Oblak next season. That's someone I think that has had a bit of a dip, but was on his day. Was for Atletico, he was ridiculous. I hope he has a good season next season. But the last thing I want to say on this goalkeeper thing is, it's Italy, so. The difference is what could actually play into Onana's hands is that the presses in England are much more intense. So if he is that good at getting the ball through the phases and getting out of into build up, that could actually be such a cheat code. Just being able to clip it to your fullbacks. For example, going from Onana to Shaw consistently and then building from there, from Onana, Shaw, Mount, and then move. That could be a real cheat code going into next season. So I think the increase in pace could actually help Onana as opposed to where in Italy they'll kind of just be a bit stay a bit further back and be a bit more relaxed and just retreat into their block a bit quicker. So it could actually play into his hands even more. He could even get even better. So it isn't exciting. If I was a United fan, I have a group chat with a load of United tacticos, and I told them it's a great signing.
By the way, AC Milan's goalkeeper has to be put in the shout for best goalkeepers.
Oh, Machin, 100%.
He's in fourth place for me.
Machin is He's ridiculous.
By the way, let me correct myself because
The guy broke 2 trophy droughts at Lille and a thing.
Yeah, but I don't do the whole trophy thing. You know me. I didn't do trophy for my own player.
But it's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence that he's the heart of that defense.
By the way,
but you said it's not a coincidence. If I bring an Inter fan, Nazario from Twitter that you know, he'll tell you the year that AC Milan won the league, the rest of the league was horrible. He'll tell you that straight up. People call AC Milan the worst champions ever. So I'm not going to give that on Maignan head like, oh my God, he was the reason why that happened. He's a great goalkeeper, but he's still, I still need a bit more to put him like next to Alisson's and Neuer's and Courtois. Like you're talking about the best of the best, like
France's
game winners.
Next #1 goalkeeper.
I think Maignan and Ederson are 4 and 5. That's my ranking. So I've got that as the top 5. Onana, I close the 7th. You know, that would be my
I'll take that for now.
Give so more years.
But just so we move on from this goalkeeper thing, before we open the Arsenal topic, anything else you guys want to say on United? Forget my
Hojlund.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, regarding Hojlund. Yeah,
I want to correct something.
About Hojlund first.
Hold on, I want to correct something because I saw a lot of people in the comments really upset with me saying the wrong price. Martinez was not 70. My fault. I don't know why I said 70. Probably I was thinking of the price inflation that happened with Anthony. He did go for 56. But that still doesn't debunk what Igal said. His point was like, yeah, he was a good player, but we kind of had to play a lot. And he didn't really prove it until, he did prove his worth when he came to Man United. But at the time before he played for us, we kind of thought it was too much.
And
my fault, guys. I'm not lying. I just didn't know. Sorry.
He didn't know. He didn't. And speaking of correcting something, first of all, thank you 400 people for watching us at this time of the night. But how come we're just on 100 likes? Slap that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Big up Red Chili for the super chat. Every single person right now, just press the like button. It's free. Hit that like button, you bozos. Yalla, slap the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Go on, Igal. Hojlund, what are you saying?
I was just going to say, I'm seeing a lot of people talking about Manchester United potentially going into a title challenge next season. I'm not speaking on your behalf, bro. I'm just saying that, but I don't think
he knew I was gonna be pissed, bro. He knew it.
I don't think what do you call it? Rasmus Hojlund can lead their line to anything at this moment in time. He's still very young. If I'm not mistaken, how old is he? He's like 20 years old. Hasn't really done much at the top level yet. He's played 32 games in the Serie A. Like, to say that he's going to come into Manchester United side, lead their line, and even get anywhere near 20 goals is a high expectation. I personally believe they're going to be paying all this money for his potential. And even when he comes in, he might not be starting right away. It might be a situation where they wait until just to ease him in. They start off with Martial until he gets injured, and then eventually he takes over. But right now, I think if they had another striker like a Harry Kane and they had Rasmus Hojlund in the wing ready to take over from Harry Kane in a couple years' time, he might be ready. But right now, I don't think he's ready to be starting.
You know, the fact that you mentioned Martial shows me that their forward line is done. I'm going to be honest with you.
No, but
Martial, 2023.
Does anybody believe Rasmus Hojlund, one, is worth all the money that they might be willing to pay, over 50 million even? I think that's crazy. But in today's market, 25 million is 50 million, I guess, right? And then the other thing is 9 goals in the Serie A, 32 games played. Is that a good sample size to say this is the striker that we need going forward?
Yeah, it was about 20 starts. So it's very important to mention
starts,
that.
I'm saying 32 games played. Like,
yeah, I know, but some of them were up. That's why I mentioned the starts. Because as I know, it was 9 goals in 20 starts. Now, if you started 32 times, I'll be like, yeah, that's an issue. And don't forget, this guy is 20 years old.
How much have any of you guys actually watched Hojlund? I've only seen like a couple of comps, so I can just say what I've seen.
Yeah, as well.
I'm so glad everyone on this stream is honest. No one's acting like they watch every single league. Like some people, I'm so happy. Like everyone's just being straight up here. Just honestly.
No, but I can tell you what I've seen.
In January, I realized when he started scoring those goals, I noticed them, because remember he went on a crazy streak where he scored like 3 games in a row.
And then my thing is simple. In terms of United title charge, it's like with ours last year. You don't really until about October, November, maybe December. We'll see where people are. That's how you evaluate a title charge. We'll see what happens with the squad, injuries, etc. It's too early to go, okay, these guys are title challengers. The only title challengers certain for me is Man City. That's it. The rest is like people could challenge, people could do. Even like I would say that I believe in us to be there, but could an injury happen? This, that, like we have to take these things into account. So the main thing with Hojlund for me is from what I have seen, even the goals he has scored, there's a lot of like he chases his touch a bit. Like he has his ability he has this incredible ball striking ability, but it's sort of like he touches it, it kind of gets away from him, and then he just kind of compensates by just flooring it through the
his size and his speed makes up for
that's
it.
the thing.
Which is what I was actually going to say something, and people might think I'm crazy for saying this, but he is the same profile as Haaland. Now, please, before anyone goes crazy, don't say,
It's not quality.
Stuff he
Yeah.
just said he's as good as Haaland. No,
No.
that's not what I'm saying. But when you compare them as players, they actually do play very similar.
Yeah,
the
no,
way you
I
watch
hear
him,
what you're saying. Yeah,
he has the same. Like his game is the same game as Haaland, which is built on pace. See, that's what I'm saying. But I'm not saying they're the same quality. I am saying
The
that
comment section is definitely disagreeing.
he's definitely not the wet Lukaku.
no, he's not that bad.
Like, you guys need to watch him to understand the way
he can link up play. It's not like the ball kind of just ricochets off him. He can link up play and he can distribute through the lines. It's just has been times when he's taken shots. It's just been like, okay, it kind of bounces off him and he kind of just makes up for it by just putting his laces through it. So it'll be interesting to see how he does. I think that to pay anything above 50 is crazy for me. I think that it's a bit mental for me. I think Kolo Muani is probably the better prospect. I think
but I'm not taking Kolo Muani for 80 million. That's the issue.
That's the thing, and that's literally what I was about to say.
For 80.
That's what I was about to say. Like, I wouldn't pay 80 million for him either. So
if we can get him down to 50, say 55 with add-ons, I think that's a good deal. Looking at this current market.
This is the other thing, because the thing is, Bundesliga to Prem attackers transition is one of the most horrible conversion rates.
Yep.
It's Werner. Well, look, we're seeing what's happening with a lot of these players. Like Havertz, even at Chelsea, we don't know how he's going to do at Arsenal. He's going to be playing further back. We'll get into that, I'm sure. But like as an attacker, as a 9 at Chelsea, he wasn't very good. So it's going to be a lot going into what's going to that thought process with Kolo Muani. So if it was me, I don't know why if it's 80 million for Kane, why are you not in for that? It doesn't make sense.
He's not
I was about to say that. This is my thing.
Hojlund, just go get Kane.
Yeah, that's my thing. Ganzo here is saying, 1 second, staff, 50 to 60 million is a good price in my opinion. Others like Ramos are quoted at 80 plus. It's potential based, but that's where the market is. Kane is the only ready option. You know, 100%. I went on the terrace and bought Harry Kane like a month ago. For me, this is a downgrade. Like, I'm sorry, you can't go into the summer transfer window expecting Harry Kane and then come out of it with Rasmus Hojlund. There is a level in between, at least. And I think,
but there is no level in between, Hussein. Name me the level in between. This is not a good market to get a striker at, and it's unfortunate for us.
Level in between would be Ivan Toney, I'd say.
We can't get him. We can't get Ivan Toney. He can't play until January.
But you still can get him. You can actually get him at a cheaper rate now.
Bro, what is this Ollie Watkins thing? Am I missing something?
No.
What is this? I hear so much shit about Ollie Watkins. Are you guys watching a different league than me?
No, I like what he offers at times, but like the finishing is not as good.
Inconsistent.
No matter how good he gets, he's never a top 6 team. Period.
No.
He's never a top 6 team.
I don't see any of the big 6 teams putting their hopes on Ollie Watkins to like get them to the top level. Come on, what are we doing with this?
Like there are prospects around, but like I can't think of it like a ready-made. Like I don't like Gonzalo Ramos for you guys either. I think that's going to be way too expensive.
He's overrated too.
Yeah, so like it's difficult. Like Vlahovic maybe, or Evan Ferguson. That's a very good shot.
Evan Ferguson is even rawer than like.
But this is the other thing. So Evan Ferguson, you're gonna have to wait.
But Evan Ferguson is also, bro. He's also potential. More money. Listen, you gotta understand. If you're buying a striker this summer, if it's not Kane, you're buying potential.
Yes,
that's all it is. So it depends how much you.
Or you're paying ridiculous money, like Osimhen or something like that. It's just not. It's not working.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. So besides obviously Osimhen, because he's kind of done it already. So
people keep mentioning Vlahovic. I don't know what it is with Vlahovic. People are so hyped about him.
He was good with Fiorentina, and then what he's done? He's went to Juve and he hasn't done anything. So it's like, why am I supposed to get another player who hasn't really lived up since he moved up?
Vlahovic would work very well for you. He would. I'll tell you why.
So.
I'll tell you why. Like, but the thing is, because he was linked to us quite heavily, so I watched a good 10-15 games of Vlahovic when he was at Fiorentina. What Fiorentina Vlahovic did was he's very good at dropping into the right half space, basically receiving, laying off, and running into the right channel. What you have is a great left channel runner in Rashford. You don't have that in Antony. Antony's going to looking to come inside and sort of perform in that right half space and kind of make his shot or lay in. What Vlahovic will do is he'll receive, turn, and hit. He's very good as a ball striker, and he actually will be a 9 that is kind of beefy enough to actually be a 9 for you guys. My thing with Vlahovic is I don't know where his head's at, especially with this Juve move. I know his representatives are very, very strange. Like a lot of stories I've heard about his reps over the Juve transfer. There's also, he's very controversial. PSG fans don't really want him there because of his takes on Serbian nationalism. Not going to get into it, but there's a whole kettle of fish there. He's a bit of a very, like, I would say, a dangerous transfer in terms of just getting it over the line. But if he can get him, I would. I really would.
I'll tell you why. No, hold on. Let me just answer. I'll let you. Now that you said why you think he's good for us, I'll tell you why I don't think he's the right player for us. The number one thing, and a lot of people already said it in the comments, he's not going to press. So work rate is very big for Ten Hag. Okay, so if you watched, as we said, most of us watched already comps of Hojlund. The main thing that guy does is that he runs.
He is a good presser. Yeah.
He runs a lot
100%.
with and without the ball. Okay, he has that PNP in him. Okay, so with and without the ball, he has pace. The thing about him as well, I understand why you tried to explain how like he could drop deep and that opens, like space for like Rashford running off the left and stuff like that. That I get. It kind of like also speaks about Harry Kane, because if you want to explain Harry Kane, you would kind of use that in his argument as well. The thing is, pressing up high is what he's going to use the striker for, Ten Hag, this is what I believe so far. And the thing about Hojlund, he's very good at interchanging. Most of the players that Ten Hag is going for or keeping is players that are very interchangeable in different positions. He wants players that can play 2-3 positions at least, because not only is he going to be starting you in these positions, there's going to be a lot of instances in the game where you're going to be in a different position because you interchange with someone, and that's fine. This is why Mount is going to be playing on the left, because when Rashford drops in the middle, he wants Mount to play on the wing. Yeah, so if he overlaps him on the wing, he knows what to do over there. Same thing as the striker. If the striker runs, because if you see a lot of Hojlund's clips, he runs a lot on the wings as well. So he doesn't just run down the middle. So if there's
Nunez did that at Benfica as well.
Nunez does that a lot. That's one of his good things. His finishing was shit, but his positioning
constantly said is you needed to play him in a strike partnership. You can't play him as a lone 9.
Well, this is what we kind of do with Rashford, though. Because Rashford plays central a lot, even though he doesn't start central. He could start on the left, but you find him in a lot of central positions.
Yeah.
So when he runs central, let's say we're on a counter. I mean, it happened perfectly actually versus Arsenal, ironically, when we played in Old Trafford.
At the Emirates. No,
I'm talking about the one in Old Trafford when Ronaldo's in the middle. Yes, and Ronaldo's in the middle, and Rashford started at the left, and he ran in behind from the center. This is what we do a lot. If you have a striker that can actually change with the winger, so when he goes down central and then you overlap him and you run on the left, this is what he needs from his striker. So he's looking for more of running and work rate than someone who's going to drop deep, because I don't think that's how he's trying to play, honestly, getting a striker who's going to drop deep and just play these long balls or whatever, because we already technically have Bruno doing that. So I don't think that would
okay. I think we're going to find out on the pitch, and I can't wait. Actually, I'm probably going to do a watch along, inshallah, for that United Arsenal one. We will see. Big up to you guys. Big up to we're going to move on to Arsenal now. Before we do, there's 420 people watching us. Big up to you, even at this time of the night, man. Love to you guys. Make sure you're slapping the like button. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel. Big up to Ganzo Red Chill. As I said, please do like the video. Please do subscribe. Minimum 200 likes, inshallah. AJ, yes, inshallah, I'll be doing a watch along. I'm just trying to find where the hell can I watch the game to begin with. Many people ain't really interested in Liverpool versus Karlsruhe. So, yeah, it's going to be difficult finding a watch along for the place to watch that stuff. So, yeah, big up to you guys. As I said, like, subscribe, and let's get to Arsenal. Declan Rice announced. Jurian Timber announced. Havertz announced. Latest link, actually, and this is a little bit of today. Kudus from Ajax is one of the people that you guys are looking at. Before we get into Kudus and all the others, because I've been really busy over these last 72 hours, I couldn't really get like an Arsenal kind of video regarding the whole Rice thing. But Karan is probably the most excited man. He's more excited than Rice himself that Rice has joined Arsenal. So I just want to hear his opinion on it finally, coming through. What's your opinions on it?
Every day I see him in the kit. I see him in training. I made my little comp as well. I'm just gassed. Seeing the player that you've wanted for years in your kit. It's just there's no feeling like it. It's mad. It may sound a little cringe, but it is what it is. That it's just like, I think that what he does for our squad in terms of just being able to screen that back for, be that sort of defensive, the whole thing with his transition stuff that we've talked about with Havertz and stuff, he is really just going to be that guy that really helps out, a really good help defender, someone that will just be good, just carrying the ball through the lines, very good at progressing the ball from deep, and just the statement that we've made, the ability to say that we've beat off the likes of City, United, Bayern, everyone came in, made offers. He said no to all of them, and that's not even a banter thing. That's just like from we don't do that at Arsenal. You know what I mean? That's not something that's happened a lot with signings. I think that like Jesus was one where Chelsea came in late and he said no to them. But what Rice does for us in terms of being able to break that Nicolas Pepe hoodoo from back in the day, taking us into it feels like a new Arsenal. It feels like a new set of players that are coming through now and will be taking us forward the next 4 or 5 years. And now it's time we have to produce. It's very simple. I've said it on the stream multiple times. I expect us to be in a title race this season, and we have to win something this season. It's that simple. So for me,
between me and you, are you shocked he took number 41? You don't expect him to take a different like?
No, 100%.
I expect him. Who wears number 6 at your club?
Gabriel.
Bro, he was always
going to wear number 4.
He was always going to keep
Ben White.
Number. Who's
8?
Odegaard.
Oh, I thought he was going to take one of those numbers.
He was always going to keep 41. He said it. It's his number that he got when he was at West Ham Academy, and he grew up with it.
No, I saw that. I saw you're talking about the Gary Neville interview, right?
Yeah. So
I saw what he said there, but I always thought he was going to want a new number at Arsenal. I always thought that was going to happen.
It was technically, we made an exception because at Arsenal we don't let players take, like first team players take above 39. Like it's been a tradition at Arsenal where like I think Iwobi couldn't get 45, for example, back in the day. He wanted that number, he couldn't get it, but we made an exception for him. The funny thing is, one of our strikers in the youth academy, Binka Birith, had 41. He had to give his number up for Declan Rice. But in terms of just like,
that's your boy too.
Yeah, number 10.
That's my boy too.
Does Arsenal even have a number 10?
Emma Smith Rowe. So.
But Rice doesn't fit number 10. He's playing a lot deeper than that.
Now, I was thinking about all the big numbers, and I'm like, okay, like 7, 8,
I hear
9. And then, wait, who's 10? Like, I really couldn't think of it.
Yeah, so for me, it's just like, and the thing is, it's not, if it was just him, then it'd be like, cool, gas, but we need this, and this. Timber's come in, and Havertz, we've had numerous conversations about Havertz on this channel. So we'd have to get
kind of like after that first preseason game, even your own fan base are like, "What the hell are we doing here?" I'm sure you saw it.
Of course I did. I think it's very premature. Like it's very silly to get into like a 20-minute cameo where he barely did anything.
But Karan, weren't you worried when Arteta said we'll see where we'll play him? That was
it's more of what Arteta said.
Arteta says that all the time, but
Arteta literally says that literally all the time.
Every video that we see of training, he's literally playing in that 8 position.
I will tell you right now, if you try and decipher what we do from Arteta's press conferences, you're gonna end up like insane.
The only thing that he's gonna give you a hint of is people who might be exiting, because that's not a surprise. There's gonna be exits.
This is the thing. So he's very, very cryptic. And even today, I'll try and find the quote.
And he lies a lot too.
Oh, 100%. The Trossard thing, do you remember?
Bro, he's injured. Next thing you know, he's playing.
Playing. I'll tell you what, there's a quote that he said to ESPN today. He said, Havertz is a player that I have admired for a long time, and we had the possibility of bringing him to the club. We had a few chats about how he was feeling about it, and I was convinced he was the player and type of personality that we want in the team to take us forward. I think it's
And
that simple.
also, I heard something. I don't know if this is true or not, but with our deal with getting Xhaka to Leverkusen, we were in conversation with the people over at Leverkusen just to understand a little bit of how he was as a younger player over there.
We do this with every player.
We did intense due diligence with the Havertz deal.
We do that with literally every player. Every player we go, like for example, for Gabriel, we sent scouts to Brazil to ask his Brazilian team, and when he was growing up, what he was like. We do this for literally every deal.
No, but you know what it is? People basing everything they see on Kai Havertz based on his time in the Premier League, and I really do believe that Chelsea.
Can you blame them?
Chelsea team.
No, I can't. No, of course not.
You can't. But I don't think that Chelsea team is a place where a lot of attackers strive, anyways. Let's be honest. Majority of people who go to Chelsea, they struggle, and if Nkunku struggles, it's just at this point it's just a curse. But get back to Declan Rice. I think you've pretty much said everything that needs to be said about how happy we are, how excited we are, paying 100 record transfer fee, British record transfer fee, the player, getting him in, getting a player that everybody wanted, and Arsenal actually getting that player over the line. It's like the last time we were able to do that, like a player that a lot of different major clubs wanted, I would say it's probably Mesut Ozil, if I'm not mistaken. And then when you go,
no one else wanted it. I'm just kidding.
And when you go even deeper, it's the fact that he's Premier League proven, has the leadership, and slots in right away. And we don't have that issue of having a player who's going to have to embed. We don't know how he's going to do, trying to be cheap and go for a cheaper option. Like Arsenal of old would have gone for a Zubimendi. Arsenal of old wouldn't have gone out of our way so much to get a player that we want. And it just goes to laughing at everyone who used to call Mikel Arteta a yes man, because a yes man wouldn't be pushing so hard for a signing and not getting his and then end up getting another person. A yes man would have ended up getting somebody else instead of thing. A yes man would have ended up not being in the situation that we're on right now. A yes man would have been somebody who would have been okay with situations a long time ago and would have said, you know what, we don't need to invest as much. We're okay with what we got. But Mikel Arteta has continuously pushed, and he's now gotten his man. And as a fan base, we should be happy. I'm celebrating not only the signing, but I'm celebrating the showing of progression in how we do our transfer business also. Because all of our business is done, almost the main big business is done before the window's even close to being done. And preseason is just starting. Kai Havertz is through the door, Timber's through the door, Declan Rice is through the door. And Arsenal of old would have waited until the final day of the window just to save on the wages, like we did with Kieran Tierney.
No, but the other thing is, and this is what I'm so gassed about, is the fact that it gives us so much tactical flexibility in terms of whether we want to play 3-4-3, we want to play 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1, we want to play a 3-4-2-1, a 3-2-4-1, whatever you want to say. There's a lot of different ways we can play. We can play the Man City game, the Man City way with the three centre backs with the two DMs and the four across, or we could play just a diamond. There's so many different ways to play. Because he gives you that defensive versatility that you can allow the amount of attackers on the pitch that we want on the pitch. So it'll be interesting to see what we do, because I personally want a diamond. I think that's the way we should go, especially if you're going to buy Havertz. You can't really put him in like a traditional left centre mid position. You need men around him. You can't just expect him to do all the defensive work by himself. So I think that having a four-man midfield would allow him to play a much better version of himself, because he'll be in that traditional number 10 position where he thrived at Leverkusen at. So, but we'll see, man. There's a lot of different ways to play.
Okay, before we go to Staff, because I know he's got a lot to say, and before I do what he wants me to do, let me just address. There's a comment I wanted to address, and it was, I think, this one right here. Before the Arsenal fans listen, I don't even want you guys to respond because I don't want to create drama.
No.
I've always said English players are overrated and underrated at the same time. I feel like people go 180 degrees polar opposites, meaning I completely disagree with this chat, and I'll tell you why. If there was a DM who had the qualities of Rice in Italy or in Spain or in Germany, people would hype him up to the point of no return as well. So sometimes people go over the top and go like, oh, Declan Rice, he's overrated, he's this, he's that. Like sometimes we don't give English players their just like respect as well. Like for example, if I say, just as an example, no one get triggered, just chill. As an example, if I say Gerrard can chat to Pirlo, everyone gonna come off mute. Oh, Pirlo won a World Cup, blah, blah, blah. But like he, on ability and what we saw on the football pitch, like 20 years ago, it was a conversation. And some people might get upset, but I'm just saying that when it comes to Declan Rice, the reality is, and he's even made me change my opinion. Last summer, Calvin Phillips and Declan Rice was a conversation. And I chose Calvin Phillips over Rice last summer.
Yeah.
And I chose it, and I chose Calvin Phillips over Rice. And I came out this season and I said, guys, I was wrong, because I think he dramatically improved this season. And I'm saying that, like, I think this season he actually had a phenomenal year for a DM, and we've got to recognize that. So I don't think this has anything to do with nationality. But at the same time, Ollie Watkins, for example, is overhyped. We could give examples of both ends of the spectrum. That's my honest opinion. Joe says, how negligent does FSG have to be before the top Reds say anything? Joe, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you so much for supporting the channel consistently, my lovely brother. I've done 2 back-to-back FSG videos. Me and Kurdish intend on flying another FSG out plane, and of course we got mocked by the top Reds. And Joe, just to answer that question simply, because I don't want to make it a Liverpool thing, if we signed just McAllister and Szoboszlai and no one else, they still wouldn't complain. I promise you, they still wouldn't complain. They'd actually use it against us somehow. So, Joe, there is no hope for some people. There's genuinely
there are things that for Liverpool that I think will change. Like if you're looking at this window, I still think you're not done in midfield wise. I really don't think, especially if Fabinho goes. There's just no way.
We can't be.
Like I wouldn't be surprised if you start seeing links to Kimmich. They've said he's available because of the Kane transfer. I wouldn't be links. Right, links, not any action. This is FSG.
We were linked to Bellingham. We were linked to Chouameni.
This is the thing. Brother, you have no hair because of links. You have no hair because of links. Let's put it that way. So this is my thing. I would expect still a lot of talk. Well, let's see if FSG do something in terms of transfers.
Yeah, but that's why we speak against our ownerships.
And the other thing is, look, I don't mind if people don't rate Rice. Don't rate him. It's fine. He'll just come on your heads when we.
Hey yo!
1 second. I need to say one thing though. The worst. You know what bothers me the worst? The worst thing that bothers me is people are saying he's not press resistant. He can't.
Who gives a shit?
He can't play in a system where he passes. And if I'm not mistaken, Hussam, you're one of those people who said on record that he's not press resistant. He's not good with the ball.
Yeah, I don't think his strengths are on the ball.
Is it strengths on the ball, or he's? Of course you can.
Let me say something here.
His strengths aren't on the ball.
I need to get out.
Big up Ryan Sherky, by the way. I was not saying. Big up to my favorite panelist and Ryan Sherky. If you guys are running with the whole Ryan Sherky thing for stuff, I can't lie. He does look like Ryan.
I've gotten it a few times right now. I don't like that.
There you go.
But listen, if I go to Chelsea, I go to Chelsea.
There's a request here for you from Arid.
Oh yeah, here.
What picture is he talking about? What the hell is this picture?
I saw it. I didn't want to mention. I just
Robin Van Persie getting clapped off by ours. You're such an asshole. You're such an asshole.
No, go on. Yeah, there was. Go on.
What did I do?
No. It's about this whole press resistant thing. So these guys are going from playing a low block to playing on a team that's, let's just say you guys are known for possession, pressing off the ball, so it's a complete turnaround for him. He's literally going 180, with his playing style in terms of not him individually, but like as a team, so he's going to go from being on the back leg all the time to the front end now. So he's going to be on the front leg all the time. It's a complete change for him. And I think it's very reasonable for people to question if he's going to be able to do some of these things. Now, that if someone dismisses completely that he won't be able to do it, then okay, I get it. I get that you might be upset because you're like, it's a quality play. Yeah, but like it's very reasonable for me to doubt that it's going to be hard for him to adapt right away. Because in West Ham, was he press resistant in West Ham? You didn't get to see it a lot because he didn't have a lot of the ball. And the way that they played football over there was more of like long balls, a lot on the counter and the transition. So he didn't really get a chance to play in the midfield as a lone DM.
I think
I don't think it's unfair at all because I don't think you go to Arsenal and play the same way you played in West Ham.
We don't play the same way.
But there's a difference.
There's a difference between saying that he's he's not been able to be in a build-up team where they just constantly play balls out the back. If you look at West Ham's play, he is their build-up. Literally, he receives from the keeper a lot of the time. He'll receive from the centre back, and he will carry through the lines. Their build-up is literally him just carrying the ball. Like in terms of actually his build, like their build-up, he is their build-up. So I'm not saying it's not going to change. Of course, that's a completely valid point. He's going to have to do different things. He's going to have to receive a lot of times more in more central areas. He's not going to be receiving from wide areas. He's going to have to be a bit more aware on the half turn in terms of being
a lot more aware.
Exactly.
I don't think people understand that over here, especially with Arsenal, you're not going to have someone holding your hand, especially if he plays as a lone DM. The thing is, not that I'm saying, hold on.
He had liabilities at West Ham.
No, but listen, I knew you were going to say that. And this is what I was about to say. Not to mention if Souček was good or not. I get what you're about to say, but it's different over there. Over there, it's different. When you play at Arsenal, a mistake can be very costly. Remember that mistake? Ironically, it was actually against
Ramsdale against Southampton. You're talking about?
No, not that one. I was going to mention the one against West Ham where Partey
against Rice,
lost the ball, and you actually that's what I'm saying. Ironically, it was Rice that got the ball and they scored. And this is what I'm trying to say: a mistake like that for Partey is much more costly when you play in an Arsenal system and you're alone doing that thing, because like you have a bigger role when you're alone a DM in Arsenal. Now, when you're in West Ham, you're most likely closer to a center back or closer to a second DM that's playing next to you that can kind of bail you out, and you kind of don't play that way anyway.
Staffy, where was the ball lost in that position though? In that's the exact possession. Where was it the ball lost?
Partey, I'm not gonna lie, I don't really remember.
I'll tell you. No, it's okay. It's okay. I'll tell you. It was on the edge of the D. It was literally on the edge of our D, like maybe about 5-10 yards.
Okay,
so,
that's what
just five. But the problem is with what you're saying is
you did say the edge of the D.
The problem with what you're saying is that literally he had his defender maybe 10 yards away from him, centre back, and that's if you're saying that he's not too close to a centre back, in that situation, Partey was close to a centre back. So the question is, that was a defensive lapse from the defensive unit. It wasn't just Partey obviously made the mistake, but Gabriel didn't cover well, and we conceded the goal. So to say that we're not, and the other thing I'm going to mention is that we don't play in build up with a single pivot. We have a 3-2 system. We have two people in the middle, Zinchenko and Partey, and three centre backs, White, Gabriel, and Saliba. That's how we play. We don't play with a lone DM. We don't play a 3-1 system like Pep does. We don't play
on paper you do, but I understand on the build up. Things
change, right? And if he's struggling, we have so many players that are build up players. Our build up started from the Emery's days where we couldn't build up for shit to where it is now. We have players like Gabriel who used to make mistakes. Xhaka used to make mistakes. These guys have been coached well into being proper build up players. And if you're telling me that the floor right now with Declan Rice, it's something that's going to continue to get better, and that's why I understand the worry for the short term, but maybe 2 months. Say the preseason, 2-3 months.
That's why preseason matters.
I like this conversation, but I feel like the situation is until he does it, people are not going to say, "Oh, I didn't realize he could do this." I think it's the fact that he plays at West Ham and he's not called upon to be that guy who's receiving the ball, getting pressed by 3 or 4 midfielders and having to find solutions. He's not that guy at West Ham. But the reality is there's moments where he's doing that against City, against Arsenal, teams that do that. But guess what? We're not always watching those games. We're not always looking at him, microanalyzing him.
Like, Hossam, you should know his performance at Anfield this year was ridiculous. This is better than
I'm not using this as a measuring stick at all.
But seriously, do you remember that performance?
Somerville looked like Messi against us.
Brother, just tell me, did the boy play well or not?
He ran through us.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
He ran through our midfield, man.
Brother, it's Anfield, okay? Anfield is still Anfield. I don't give a shit what year it is. It can be 2050 and you're playing the 4 of us on the pitch. It's still fucking Anfield, okay?
What happened at Anfield?
I don't like
Staffy. Blink 7 times, Staffy. Blink 7 times. You're okay.
I was sleeping that day.
Donny says McAllister is better than Rice all-round game.
But they don't even play the same position. What?
They're not even the same player.
I think, listen, the thing is, you could argue McAllister with against anyone with that argument just because he's just an all-rounder type player. That's the thing. I think
he's not a
McAllister does everything at a 7 out of 10 level. That's my thing. He's just that prototype. He's the all-rounder prototype.
I just don't understand the comment. Like it's a very strange comment.
The fact
Listen,
that
there are many wingers in the world who have a better all-round game than Mo Salah. You ain't taking him
the fact
over.
that he was Brighton's main man, basically, and he was on their penalties, he was doing everything. Of course, you're going to say that, but the reality is Declan Rice.
No, but I don't think that's
he probably if you put him in this Arsenal team
to begin with. Like McAllister is just his prototype is the all-round player.
If we bought McAllister with Rice, then I understand. Because McAllister would probably be better than what Havertz is going to be for us in that role.
For what Arsenal needs, McAllister is not the better option anyways. I'm just addressing this because he paid for the super chat, so we have to address it. But if you put McAllister in the number 6 for Arsenal instead of Rice, we really wouldn't think that's such an amazing upgrade.
You want to know something? Liverpool and Arsenal both need Rice more than McAllister.
Can I tell you just the one thing I found hilarious about this? And you can call me salty. I don't really give a shit.
Nah,
the one thing I will say that I found funny is the one thing I found hilarious about this is the minute he got linked to Man City, everyone was claiming, "Oh my God, this Pep is scouted another gem. This is going to be amazing. 100 million. Man City have done it again." The minute it went through, he's shit. Pep didn't
see, that's the beauty about Staffy, though. Staffy's agenda sticks with every team. I talk shit about the player no matter where he goes.
You see the new one. The new one is Declan Rice. Is basically he's not gonna do anything at Arsenal. He's West Ham. That trophy won at West Ham is going to be the only trophy.
Why are you so upset about people talking about
I said it was funny. I don't really give a shit about it. The funny thing is,
I think Igal is upset, not you.
Igal might be.
Yeah,
Igal, I noticed something. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna tell you what I noticed. First of all, Messi FC, thank you for the super chat. I told you 100 times, don't embarrass me in front of rivals. I'm not gonna answer your question. I'm gonna just say thank you and keep it stepping. Big up to your hands. But here's the thing, Igal. I noticed something.
You do kind of have to do it.
Listen, me and Messi FC got that relationship. He's $1.99 to ruin Husam's day. That's his agenda.
I will be in the comments today for the Henderson tribute video. I will be there.
Big up Messi FC. I cannot deny or prove. Igal, let me tell you one thing. I feel like you just don't know how to behave when you're at the top. Because when you're at the top, I'm gonna just be straight up. I think Karan knows how to behave. With you, Igal, I'm gonna just straight up right now. I'm gonna say it. I think you just take it too personal. People are gonna criticize the fuck out of your players. You ain't even seen 1% yet.
What have I said the entire time?
You know how many Trent can defend conversations I had when we're at the top? How many Van Dijk isn't overrated? Salah's more than just a goal scorer. Firmino is unbelievable.
Do you remember that time you took the screenshots?
One second. First things first. I'm Mr. Composure when it comes to calming people down.
You're Mr. Composure.
1 second.
And I'm an Olympian.
I literally have to calm people down in my own fan base because they go nuts after every single loss and every single draw. So when it comes to that side of things, yes, I'm literally Mr. Composure on that. But if you want to say I get rattled over other fans' opinions, 100%, because their whole point is to try to rattle me over their dumb opinions.
So why give them the satisfaction?
But when it comes to the actual football on the pitch and like say something happens, the ups and flows of the season, I was actually more calm than the majority of my fan base. So don't say
the funny thing is, right? You mentioned the Trent can't do. Do you remember that one time? I can't remember which game it was. I think it was against Everton, and you actually brought screenshots onto why Trent can't defend onto the terrace.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember that?
Who was it? Me?
You did a whole speech about why.
Speech.
I know which game you're talking about. The Leicester game.
Was it Leicester? I knew
it was Leicester away, where Henderson left the right back.
You're blaming Henderson for not going back and covering.
Yeah, that was
Henderson, you guys.
As people were saying, Havertz slipped doing a rainbow flick in the All-Stars.
Here we go. I'm not watching that. I refuse to watch that.
You want to know something?
Yeah, you know what's bad? I saw Rob Holding in the All-Stars thing. Like, that was just funny as hell. Like, if you watch basketball, that's like getting a center who that's like getting Rudy Gobert to
no, it's worse.
Like,
it's worse. It's like
that just doesn't work, man.
All-Stars is horrible, bro.
Oh God.
What are you talking about? Who's in the All-Stars?
Rob Holding is doing the All-Star skills challenge.
It's basically our leftover. It's our leftovers. It's like
when did it start?
It's like now. It's just like
it's on right now.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to go watch it.
I'm watching it tomorrow. I'm not watching it live because it's on Apple TV. I'm not watching that bullshit. I'm watching it on Soccer Catch tomorrow. But yeah, it's the main thing is, I think
your chat don't like me today. What did I do to you guys? Dude? Come on.
I mean, you said you're Mr. Composer. If you're a composer, then what's
that's
Curran?
a lie.
Curran is probably
We're
dead. He
just
has no
calling you a
pulse.
liar
If you're a composer, look at him. He's not budging to anything. You know,
Nah,
and you're here saying, you know,
Curran is
people
Mr.
talking
Composer.
about
You ain't Mr. Composer. Don't lie.
yeah.
No, I'll tell you right. The only man that can get on my nerves is that Hamza guy, and I love him. I love him to death.
Hey, don't lie. I got you on your nerves last time.
Man, oh yeah. No, 100%. But the thing is, it was during Sam. It was like 95%. I was calm, and then like literally, I just felt like, you know what? Fuck it. I can't anymore.
At that point, I was tired. I wanted the show to end, so I was like, I don't.
It was
care
too
about
funny, man. It was too funny. It was like,
nah, but listen,
just
listen. I'll just say this. Out of all of you guys on this stream, Hussam, be honest. Who gets the most grief about?
You do.
You really think you get more grief than I do?
Me this season? Yeah, I had a hell of grief,
bro. I'll tell you this, Hussam. Liverpool finished 5th, and I swear to God, I get more hate than you. I get it from your own fan base. You probably get a lot of hate because you're like the Ligan of your fan base almost at this point.
I'm not the Ligan of my fan base. I'm the Hussam of my fan base.
Maybe you got offended by that. I'm sorry, but you know what I mean. You're the guy that people love to hate but love to support. Whatever.
No, that's Zayn, man. That's Zayn. Zayn is the guy that everyone loves to hate.
Nah, Zayn is not even on
me and Zayn, we fight
Zayn is not even on the same level. Don't get
that guy, man.
Here.
I remember actually one of the match reactions Igal and Staffy were on. I just came in and Zayn tried to have a go at me. I just ruined them and left. I just dipped
I'll tell you this.
I called him Zayn halal chicken. He ain't like that.
Zayn's here. I'm little. The rest of the guys who sums up here. Don't compare. Allah don't.
No,
big up Tom Little. Tom Little's a bozo though. He wanted Amarim instead of Klopp. It's just insane. I can't lie. I did have a mad season because I just had so many weekly shows I got cooked on, man. That's the problem, man. Troops laughing in my face.
I will. Do you remember the
Bambi on Ice Spice, bro? You went viral, like crazy viral. Like I'm.
Do you remember the pre and post Emirates game streams? You were like, bro, it's
Oh, I do remember.
I remember that. That was fun.
I remember. I said Arsenal as the easiest 6 points all year long, and they just dunked
and we got 4.
Yeah, and then they got 4 out of 6. I said United is an easy 6 points as well. To be fair, the 7-0, like, come on, that should count for something at least. Like,
to be fair, that 7-0 one was literally 45 minutes.
Man, the timeline is loving this skills challenge.
No, that's good. Hey, as soon as I saw as soon as they announced it, 99% of the quotes and the replies are all about Holding, like Holding doing skills.
You know what I love? You know what I love about being in the Champions League? I don't have to deal with the Europa League Twitter account.
Oh my god, I saw your tweet today, Hassam, and laughed, man.
Yeah.
I saw your tweet today. I was like,
they are working it though. I'm not lying, they are working it.
No, because you're the only Big 6 team that's in that competition.
The best.
At least we had
Manchester. No, but be honest, guys. Are they not working it? What are they tweeting about me once every 2 days?
How good are the Champions League? The Champions League admin is nicing us. The amount of Declan Rice posts.
It is beautiful. You know the funniest thing about the Liverpool thing is they're gonna tweet every day about Liverpool because they have no other big club.
No.
At least when we had Manchester United in there with us, they would tweet about United one day and then Arsenal the other. But
the only time I got annoyed at them genuinely was when Saliba announced his contract and they were like, "Remember this Saliba masterclass on this first leg against Sporting."
What pissed me off? What pissed me off was they pissed me off the moment they said Mohamed Al-Nani happy birthday and showed his screamer scoring a goal. I'm like, stop talking about our players. And then the Champions League account tweeted about Mohamed Al-Nani's goal against Barcelona, and I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. Let's go.
See what we're saying? You're rattled by everything, even the Europa League account you're rattled by.
No, it's so easy. I'll be honest. I'm rattled by the Europa League account. I'm very rattled.
You have a whole season of that, and I'm gonna be reminding you.
Why are they
for the season to start?
And this time you're gonna be even more rattled.
Let me just say one thing as the Liverpool fan here, right? Let me just say this, okay? listen, you can tweet about me, but they're doing it too much. They're tweeting about this every fucking day. Like they're posting training pictures from Liverpool against Karl Schroha, going like, "Oh, Soboslava, why are you mentioning me? Why are you mentioning? Don't at me. Like I don't know you like that. We don't
I'm
have
not
better
gonna lie,
relationship."
my favorite post about Liverpool in the Europa League all summer, it was amazing. When Mo Salah was doing training on his vacation,
Oh
and
yeah,
someone
yeah,
just
yeah.
said, he's like, he's saying Europa League doesn't require that level of difficulty. Enjoy your vacation, bro. That was the best post all summer, bro.
No, but you guys realize Arsenal is literally the
Fuck
name
you
that gets.
guys, man.
No, but Liverpool is not the butt of all the jokes. Liverpool fans will literally boycott accounts if they make jokes. Like if Gymsharks makes the same thing they did to Odegaard today from a Liverpool player, people are unsubscribing to Gymshark clothing monthly subscriptions for their clothes or something. Like Arsenal fans get trolled all the time.
To be fair, I do that too.
Manchester United fans get trolled all the time. I don't see Liverpool catch as much heat as any of our clubs. I'm not gonna lie to you. So this is a first for me.
We're in agreement though. This is the big three: Liverpool, Arsenal, and
Yeah.
and
100%.
Man United. This is the big three. I don't care what any City treble. No, okay, or Chelsea. No,
Bro,
Hamza.
Hamza, if you're watching this,
I'm not gonna lie. I as much as this is the big three, growing up, I didn't see as much Liverpool fans in where I grew up. I didn't.
Bro,
see
you grew
too
up
many.
in Canada, that's why.
Yeah, I didn't see too many in where I grew up. Like
I hear you, but listen, that was the reality. Reality is, I didn't see many Liverpool fans growing up. But here's the thing: it depends on where you grew up. Where is also massive, because let me tell you, East Asia, the amount of Liverpool fans in East Asia is abnormal. I promise you, Galif, one day you go to Malaysia,
bro, when I went to
Indonesia,
Nairobi,
Singapore,
when I
bro,
went to
those
Nairobi,
countries, even China, Japan, Korea, Liverpool fans there are like, it's not. Let me tell you, bro. Like we used to go, and when I lived in Malaysia for a year and a half, Liverpool weren't even that good. And at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., the cafe is packed, Liverpool shirts
yeah.
and everything. And we all stood up and we sang You'll Never Walk Alone like it was a real thing. I think there's many Liverpool fans in Africa as well. There's Liverpool fans in Eastern Europe, in Turkey. When I went to Istanbul because of what happened in 05, I told the taxi driver I'm a Liverpool fan. Like it's like he almost wanted to stand up, give me a standing ovation. Like, oh, Steven Gerrard, what happened in 05?
Yeah.
Like people remember that. But
My
Like,
neighbor,
right.
my neighbor's a
with
Liverpool fan, and he's
yeah.
Indian. And
I'm
he found out I'm a Man United fan without telling him. He was like, one day he just stopped me at the door. He was like, yo, are you a Manchester United fan? And I said, yeah. How'd you find out? Like, well, I didn't say. Like, I've never told him that. And he's like, yeah. I hear what time you scream, and I know the games are on, so I assumed you're watching the Man United games. And I was like, oh, that's cool. You know, I thought he's watching the games too. I was like, so like, why are you watching? He was like, oh, because I'm one of your rivals. And I just stood there, looked at him. I was like, which one? And he just wouldn't tell me. I'm like, Liverpool, huh? He's like,
Is
and I
there
just
is
took
there
my
is
hand
there a
back.
big is
And
there a
I was
bigger
like, I gotta go, bro.
is there a bigger preseason game than United Arsenal? I don't think so.
no.
Arsenal does have a big
Brighton
fan
Chelsea
base.
is kind of
Unless
tasty. I'm not gonna lie.
Unless Real Madrid and Barcelona play again, because that last year was crazy. Do you remember they fought?
Yeah. And no, the Brighton Chelsea mid-table clash is gonna be fun. Like
And let me just, before we wrap up, let me just say this to this guy right here. You see, I see your name says Los Blancos. Let me just tell you one thing. Keep your please don't come to the Europa League. Please just fuck off. Leave me alone for 1 year. I've had enough of you. I've had enough of Real Madrid. I've had it up to here with that football club. Just leave me alone, please. Give me 1 year off from Real Madrid, man. I've had enough, man. I've had enough. Honestly, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
By the
Anyway,
way, this is off topic. Did you see Bayern Munich scored 27 goals today against the random?
Yeah.
That's like playing against me, you, Hussam, and Curran on the pitch.
Yeah, and shit guy finally scored at the end. We miss him. But anyway, I'm not even gonna go there. Let me just.
I saw that he scored one goal in the last minute of the game or whatever. I'm like, it's like 50-0.
I'll tell you what. The last thing I'm gonna say is, and it's irrelevant, but it's very relevant in the same thing. Kylian Mbappe holds the key to this entire window because his move, if he does go to Real Madrid, will open.
He's the first domino.
Yeah,
and the minute
for any of our clubs, like even if you want, for example, a Tchouaméni, a Valverde, a Camavinga, one of these guys is going to have to be sold. So if there's one comment to end on, it's just everyone just pay attention to what happens with Kylian Mbappe because he holds
Real
all the
Madrid
Well,
keys.
many call me,
do
Habibi.
not
Call
sell
me.
to City. Because if Real Madrid sell any of their players to City, I'll be fuming.
I don't want
I
Kimmich
hear
to
you.
go to Man City because I saw the news today.
Kimmich
that
goes
he's-
to-
Genuinely,
Yeah.
I think if and this is just, I don't think it's something I think will happen, not that it will happen or I've got any information on it. I think that Kimmich ends up at Chelsea. I really do. I think that they give up on Caicedo at some point because it's just not.
You think
Bro,
Kimmich is dumb enough to go to that cesspit?
Yes. Him and Enzo actually might work as a pivot, and Poch loves a pivot. So
that would be a good pivot.
if there's a way to, because I just think that there's something going on with that Caicedo deal. It's like
But where does
there's
Caicedo end up? Arsenal.
nowhere. I think he's blocked himself out for a year. I genuinely think, unless someone picks him up, maybe a Real Madrid, or if they do sell, one of their stars, they need a new one or something like that. Or maybe he goes abroad, maybe he goes to one of our clubs. I don't know. But the thing is with Chelsea is that deal is taking way too long. And they keep putting out that we've got alternatives. It's just something, just my opinion, something just doesn't look right there. And I'm not saying that. I'm not saying this because it's like, I'm not saying this because it's just we're going to get Caicedo. No, I'm just saying something looks very dodgy with that deal.
That's
like
fair.
this.
That's a fair argument. 100%. That's a
I
fair
like
point.
conspiracy theory. I like it.
Yeah, that's. I'm gonna be honest. I wouldn't even say that's a conspiracy because I think they've agreed like personal terms like 500 years ago. So it's been a while.
Look, Fabrizio has tweeted 20 times in 18 days about Caicedo to Chelsea. So,
Yes.
it's
He spoke about Xavi Simon 18 times in one day.
Every day I wake up, there's like a new Fabrizio Caicedo tweet, which is just the same stuff what he said last time.
Same yesterday.
It's insane. Anyway, we're gonna wrap it up here. Hope you guys have had a unbelievable time watching this video. We're just 5 likes away from 200 likes. Get us to 200 likes before the video ends. So please do like the video. Do subscribe to This Is Football if you're ready to do so. Big up to Red Chili, Ganzo, Joe, Ozan, Donny, and Messi FC for the super chats. Big up to every single person who sends in a super chat. All the people who have shown us all the love and support. Big up to everyone who likes, everyone who subscribes, everyone who shares. Like, subscribe. We're gonna go around the lovely panel. They're gonna let you know where you can find them. Staffy, Habibi, where can people find you?
Staffy TV on YouTube. I've done stuff on socials. I haven't really posted anything for Onana or the Maguire news or anything the past few days. I've been really sick, but I'm finally out. And Hassan dragged me out of my my sick bed to do this show, but I'm feeling better. So inshallah I'll be posting again soon.
Big up to you, Staffy, man. Igal, my brother, where can people find you?
Eagle Talks Football. You can also find me on Eagle Talks Football on TikTok, YouTube, Twitter. You can find me EGTV Eagle. And I just posted 2 videos today. One on all the latest transfer news and another one on Mohamed Kudus to Arsenal potentially.
Okay, big up to you. By the way, 350 votes. Onana won by 60% to Ramsdale's 40, which is fair.
Which is
we will
fine.
listen. We will see. We will find out when the season
On
starts.
your head top, Miguel.
Karan, my brother, thank you for joining us once again.
No problem, brother. You can find me at Karan You can find me at Karan BAP on Twitter. You can find me at Ball of a Passion on YouTube. I've just looked. I've just tuned into this MLS thing. Our kit is just this away kit. My God.
Can I just say something? That is the worst.
Are you talking about the neon
I've
one?
ever seen.
The yellow
The
one.
neon
It's just,
one?
oh my God, it's just awful.
Man. That's a.
It looks like a worse version of the Man City. It looks like it looks like a way worse version of the Man City one from last year. You know the one, the yellow one with that stuff.
With the
It
stripes.
looks like a worse version of that. I don't know why.
So horrible. It's like someone took the Man City one and was like, how can we make this worse?
It's on Apple TV. You can't. There's no link. You have to just sign up for a free trial. That's what I did. And then
that's what I'm gonna do with LFC TV tomorrow. Free trial, and then I'm gonna dip. Hold that. Bozos. You ain't gonna take my money, FSG. Big up to you guys, man. Love you all. And we'll see you guys tomorrow, inshallah, on the Karl Shruha watch along. Peace out.